In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the trailer for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 11, and of course looking at all the sneak peeks that come with it. This episode is called Morningstar, of course relating to the weapon that Aaron would have on his arm, but of course the one that Daryl uses in the trailer that we've seen, a ball-on-chain type weapon. Because this episode is finally going to be the Battle of Hilltop. And as a synopsis for this episode says, these characters must decide whether they want to fight or run. With the amount of walkers and whisperers that are coming, it's really likely they get overwhelmed, and from what we've seen, it doesn't go very well for the good side. Right, let's break down this trailer, but of course before we get into that I need to make sure you're subscribed. You are subscribed, aren't you? If you're watching this video right now, make sure you subscribe to become a Rick Grimes. If you don't subscribe, you are a Nicholas. Don't be like that motherfucker. The first shot we see in this trailer is Daryl arriving through the gates of Hilltop with Lydia. Now, the sad thing about this, if Hilltop really does burn, which is very likely from what we've seen, this is the last time we'll see a shot like this of Daryl riding through the gates of Hilltop. Feels like just yesterday we arrived here with Rick, and Jesus brought us here, and oh my god, that's sad. Although we did see in episode 10, Daryl was still with Lydia. He has gone back out with Lydia to look for Connie and Magna, of course assuming Lydia knows more about the caves, and just what Alpha would have done if she ran into them. Of course, characters like Yumiko and Kelly are worried about Connie and Magna, but Luke actually has quite a lot of animosity about him. He's annoyed that Daryl hasn't found them, saying you better find our people. Which obviously it's okay to be sad about it, but I don't know why he's getting angry. Where's Jules, Luke? The interesting thing about this is, Daryl says he didn't even get that far to the caves to even start looking for them. There was a fallen tree in the way. Now, that of course looks like the Whisperers are actually trapping them in so they can't escape. But even the characters that do run from Hilltop, which is what they're going to end up probably having to do, they're still going to be stuck. And we've seen that with characters like Kelly and Alden with baby Adam, Gamma's nephew, or Mary's nephew. So I do think it's likely. Now we're seeing characters like Luke get quite on edge. Out of character to be like that, actually. It's likely that characters do die at the Battle of Hilltop. I mean, that's got to happen. They're about to get extremely overshadowed. Early in the trailer, of course, Tammy Rose's wife, who died on the pikes, he wants to fight. He's saying to the characters, we have to fight, we can't run. And Earl is the dad, the carer for Adam. So the fact that Alden and Kelly have Adam, and him being one of the characters most willing to fight, I think that tells me that he dies this episode. There does need to be some characters at the front lines being killed by Whisperers. Sure, it could be some unnamed extra characters. Maybe this is another battle in a TV show and no one dies. But I think that would be a massive mistake and just make the Whisperers look bad, which is not what they want to do at this stage. We've seen what Alpha and Beta, what the Whisperers are capable of. In one-on-one fights, the main characters don't do that well versus Alpha and Beta. So with that rule of showing us what the Whisperers can do, how good they are, I do think some people are going to die. They want to go back out and look again for Connie and Magna, but then we see a shot of... I'm just completely gazed by it. I'm sorry, I love it so much. I really want something to happen with this. Look at it. Shining in the sunlight. The light perfectly adjusted to the left of it. Roof slightly bent, nobody's perfect. It's just waiting for someone to climb on it. And get that amazing Gabriel comic death. It's insane how prominent it is in every single shot of the Hilltop battle. We keep seeing this water tower more noticeable than ever. Now, do I think something will happen right here? No, I think it's going to be saved to episode 15, but what I do think we will see is a character foreshadowed in front of this water tower. So this probably won't be the one where Gabriel's comic death happens, but we will see a foreshadow of that. So the fact Gabriel isn't here is good for his character because it means he won't be foreshadowed near it. But Rosita, for example, really likely. What we're seeing right here is actually, it looks like it's foreshadowing Lydia. It is really strange. Look at it. If it wasn't Lydia, I'd be saying whatever character it was there, honestly, you would get it. Because this is how foreshadowing works. It's behind her. It's waving to her. Of course, I'm going to wait till I've actually seen the episode before I add Lydia to my list, but this alone, I'm sorry, but things like this mean something. But in this shot, Lydia is saying to Daryl, we can't go back out, her mother's coming. Of course, warning them that the reason we're seeing all these trees falling, the reason they're being trapped is because they're coming, they're going to get overwhelmed. We see Daryl announce to the group, they're closing in on us, much like in the Season 6 finale. The cinematography became more claustrophobic, they're closing in, the RV is getting blocked, it's getting smaller, they're closing the gaps. We then see these really nice two shots of Daryl, of course an injured Daryl, well, healing Daryl, looking over the graves that are at Hilltop. That includes Glenn Abraham. He's thinking about all the people he's lost. He's pretty much right now the last man surviving. Beth said that he'd be the last man standing. He's already achieved that, I'd say. You can't forget that he's not just going to be ditching Hilltop once it's been destroyed, he's going to be ditching the graves that are there too. He's rethinking things, what he's lost, who he's lost, what they will continue to lose, but what they will fight for. He's preparing for the big battle at night. We see Deanne announce with the water tower behind Rosita. Alexandria can't get here, we're on our own. It's so clever the way they injured Rosita to get to Hilltop. They took Rosita away from Gabriel. Gabriel remains at Alexandria. He won't be in this battle, but why? Why is Rosita now with Eugene? Why did they give her wound to be healed by the doctor at Hilltop? Purely to be at Hilltop. What is here for her? What will happen at this battle? That is vital for Rosita. The battle is beginning. We see Ezekiel look over to Jerry. Winter is coming, Jerry. Now, obviously, it's going to be its own battle, but very similar to the Long Night, or whatever it's called in Game of Thrones, the big battle of Winterfell. Fear, darkness. In one of the sneak peeks, we see Eugene has created this electric wire to run across the field, the front field of Hilltop. So when the walkers walk forward, they go through this wire, and it was so good. We see Eugene nod at his invention working, and then it starts to break. That's going to be insane. It's interesting how at every shot of Luke we see at the Battle of Hilltop, he's scared. As we know, it's fear and paranoia that gets you killed in the Whisperer story arc, like I said, and Luke is scared. He is overwhelmed every time we've seen him. Even this picture from back in the trailer, for the whole of 10B, he was panicky and worried. And as we saw quite earlier on in the episode, he will be quite hostile towards Daryl. Well, not hostile, but angry. We saw Kelly wasn't angry. The leader of the Hilltop currently, Yumiko, wasn't angry, but Luke was, and that causes you to be reckless, especially if you're angry and scared. The opening minutes of episode 11 show an angry Beta. He's pissed off, so he's stabbing a tree. He didn't succeed in taking Gamma. No, he's just genuinely doing some really weird Whisperer shit where they extract sap from a tree, and it looks like something out of an old Star Trek movie. We will of course be seeing more of Negan this episode. In this episode he finally gains his mask, his skin. Just before that he's sitting on some rocks with Alpha, and Alpha makes Negan whip her arm. He makes Negan punish her, and then Alpha must do the same to Negan. Look at her face, she gears it up, she didn't just hit him, she had to gear it up. Formation! Nah, that's unacceptable. He didn't just shout out formation. That is the cringiest thing I've ever heard, and oh my god, it was going so well. Aaron was doing so well with the cringy lines, but he had to go and do it, didn't he? Formation. You could just shout out, move, fucking move. Obviously, especially with the Whisperers, it's really good to have these tactics and these strategies when they're training especially. They were training exactly like this in the premiere, and now it's clearly going to pay off. I mean, I could do without the shouting of marching codes, but apart from that... So this is what I think about Season 10, Episode 11. This is what I think is going to happen. But more importantly, what do you think? On the top right of your screen, you're going to see an eye icon. Just click or tap on that and you can vote in the poll. Are any more than small characters going to die? Will Earl die? Will Luke die? Will we really see a foreshadowing of Gabriel's comic death? Is that why Rosita's here? To get a look at the water tower to see where she will die. She was given those exact injuries for a reason. It's shots like this with Lydia that really do foreshadow it. Could Lydia even get this death after barely appearing in Season 10? However, of course, having a massive deal to do with Alpha and Beta. We all know Beta went on this rage in the comics because of Alpha's death. So if Lydia fell just like Gabriel did, if she was screaming, would he gut Lydia because of what he thinks Lydia put Alpha through? And Lydia's hesitance to join them. Ever since Beta and Alpha met, since Lydia was just a 10 or 11-year-old, he's known that Lydia has held her back. So if he sees it that way and Lydia falls, then I think he would give her the same fate. It's interesting to me that overall that Gabriel has been kept at Alexandria and not going to be in this, well, the whole episode. It's all going to be set at Hilltop. So why has Gabriel been put in the background almost, with Rosita at the Hilltop? So cleverly done. This shot of Rosita running through the fire, this is at Hilltop and it's going to be in this episode, so I think we're going to find out. If Hilltop burns down, that's Eugene's radio. So it's likely Rosita is running to Eugene to stop him from going into the house getting the radios. But let me know what you think down below. This is what I think. I want to know what you think. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It actually genuinely helps me and will get this video more seen. And if you did enjoy it, then make sure you check out videos that are similar to this one. Make sure you check out my official review for Season 10, Episode 10, Beta's Massacre in Stalker. In that video, I also break down my entire theory about Rosita and Gabriel's death. So if you're not entirely convinced yet or you want a reason to believe it, make sure you go and check it out. And of course, make sure you subscribe so that you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.